He thought Dubai was one of the safest luxury destinations in the world. Luxury hotels, beautiful skyscrapers, perfect tourist experiences. Everything looked expensive, but safe. Then one emergency changed everything. Big subtitle, Dubai shock. A tourist named Imran arrived in Dubai with excitement and confidence. He planned the trip for months. Luxury shopping, desert safari, famous restaurants, modern attractions. Everything looked perfect online. And honestly, the first few days truly felt incredible. The city looked clean, safe, organized, beautiful at night. Imran told his family, "This place feels like the future." But then something unexpected happened, and his nightmare was only beginning. Late one evening, Imran suddenly felt severe chest pain inside a shopping mall. At first, he ignored it. He believed it was stress, or maybe exhaustion from walking all day. But within minutes, the pain became stronger. His breathing changed, sweat covered his face, and suddenly, he collapsed near the food court. Crowds gathered immediately. Mall security arrived quickly, emergency services were called, and within minutes, an ambulance rushed him toward a private hospital. At that moment, Imran still believed everything would be manageable, because Dubai looked modern and professional. But then, something shocking happened. The hospital staff immediately asked about insurance coverage. Insurance? Imran showed his cheap travel insurance policy confidently. He thought everything was fine. The policy looked official, professional logos, printed documents, emergency wording. Everything seemed normal. But hidden inside the policy were dangerous problems. Very limited emergency coverage, no full private hospital support, weak claim assistance, low coverage limits, and complicated reimbursement conditions. Imran suddenly realized something terrifying. His insurance might not fully protect him at all. The hospital staff explained the situation carefully. Emergency consultation fees, ECG testing, blood work, heart monitoring, emergency room charges, observation fees. Everything carried separate costs, and his total bill was only getting worse. The first estimate shocked him completely, more than $7,000. Imran stared at the paper silently. He thought there had been a mistake, but there was no mistake. Dubai's private hospitals move quickly during emergencies, but quality treatment often comes with expensive costs, especially for tourists without strong insurance coverage. Most travelers never realize this before visiting Dubai. They focus on luxury, shopping, hotels, restaurants, tourist attractions. But emergencies do not care about vacation plans, and financial pressure becomes terrifying very quickly abroad. Imran checked his bank account repeatedly. Not enough money. He checked his cards. Still not enough. Panic slowly replaced confidence. And then the hospital asked something unexpected. They requested financial guarantees before continuing certain treatments. At that moment, fear completely entered his mind. Meanwhile, another tourist inside the same hospital faced a similar emergency. His name was Daniel. He also experienced chest pain earlier that week. But his situation looked completely different. Because Daniel purchased proper travel insurance before flying to Dubai. Full emergency coverage, hospital coordination support, emergency hotline assistance, private hospital access, and direct payment arrangements. Immediately, the insurance company coordinated with the hospital. Most of the major costs were already being handled. Daniel focused on recovery. Imran focused on survival and money. That comparison shocked everyone around them. One emergency, two tourists. Completely different realities. And honestly, that difference came from one decision before the flight: cheap insurance, or proper protection. Most tourists never think deeply about travel insurance. They simply search cheap Dubai insurance and choose the lowest price possible. But cheap insurance often hides dangerous exclusions: low medical coverage, weak emergency support, no direct hospital payment, complicated claims, limited emergency transportation. And those hidden details become terrifying during real emergencies abroad. Imran's stress increased every hour. Doctors recommended overnight observation, more testing, additional treatment, and every update increased the total cost. The hospital bill slowly climbed higher. Instead of enjoying Dubai, he spent his trip terrified about money. And honestly, Financial fear changes everything during emergencies. The beautiful city no longer mattered. The luxury experience disappeared instantly. Only fear remained. Meanwhile, Daniel remained calm. His insurance company communicated directly with hospital staff. Medical support continued smoothly, and emotionally, he felt protected. That emotional difference became even more important than the financial difference itself, because emergencies abroad become mentally overwhelming very quickly. One traveler experienced protection, the other experienced panic. That difference changed everything. Cheap versus safe. Imran called his family late at night. His voice was shaking. He tried explaining the situation, but even he struggled to understand how fast the costs increased. Every treatment added more charges. Every hour created more stress. And honestly, his nightmare was only beginning. Most travelers never expect medical emergencies abroad. That feels normal. People imagine vacations, beautiful photos, relaxation, luxury. Not hospitals. Not emergency rooms, not financial panic. But emergencies happen anyway, and preparation becomes extremely important when they do. Dubai attracts millions of tourists every year. Luxury tourism continues growing. Medical tourism continues growing. Business travel continues growing. But many travelers underestimate healthcare costs for tourists, especially in private hospitals. Emergency consultations become expensive quickly. Ambulance charges become expensive quickly. Observation fees become expensive quickly. And without strong travel insurance, tourists face those costs personally. Imran slowly realized the biggest mistake happened before the trip even started, trying to save money on insurance. That one decision changed everything later. Because travel insurance is not just paperwork, it is emergency protection, financial protection, emotional protection, and sometimes it becomes the difference between panic and peace. Daniel understood this perfectly after his own emergency. Before traveling, even he thought proper insurance felt expensive. But during the crisis, the policy protected thousands of dollars instantly. That's why cheap insurance sometimes becomes the most expensive mistake later. Most travelers only compare prices, very few compare real protection. And honestly, that becomes extremely dangerous during emergencies abroad. Big subtitle: Reality check. The next morning, Imran received another financial update from the hospital. Additional observation, more specialist consultation, further testing recommendations, and the estimated bill increased again. His face changed completely. He stopped thinking like a tourist. Now he only thought about survival. How would he pay? Would the insurance reject more claims? Would he return home with debt? The emotional pressure became unbearable. And sadly, this happens to tourists more often than people realize. Most travelers never share these experiences publicly. They only share vacation photos online. Nobody posts financial panic from hospital rooms. Nobody posts emergency stress abroad. Nobody posts fear. But those moments become deeply emotional and unforgettable. Travel emergencies affect more than money. They affect confidence, peace of mind, mental stability, and emotional safety. That's why smart preparation matters before international travel, especially in expensive destinations like Dubai. Many tourists assume nothing bad will happen, but emergencies never ask for permission first. One accident, one illness, one unexpected moment, and everything changes instantly. Doctors eventually stabilized Imran's condition. Thankfully, his situation was not life-threatening, but financially, the damage remained severe. The final bill became massive, and his insurance company continued disputing certain charges. Weak emergency policies often create complicated reimbursement problems. Many tourists discover this too late. They believe, "I have insurance," but later discover the coverage was incomplete. That realization becomes terrifying during emergencies abroad. Daniel's experience remained completely different. Strong insurance created smooth hospital coordination, less stress, faster support, better communication, and honestly, that emotional protection became priceless. Imagine two travelers, same city, same emergency, completely different outcomes. One receives panic, the other receives protection. One experiences financial fear, the other experiences peace of mind. That difference begins before the vacation even starts, with preparation and smart decisions. Travelers visiting Dubai should always verify emergency medical coverage, private hospital access, coverage limits, emergency transportation, hospital coordination support, and claim assistance systems. Because not all travel insurance policies provide real protection, some only provide the appearance of protection. And during emergencies, that difference becomes terrifyingly clear. Imran eventually left the hospital physically stable, but emotionally exhausted. The Dubai trip he once called perfect became unforgettable for completely different reasons: fear, stress, financial pressure, and regret. All because of one simple decision before flying: choosing cheap protection instead of real protection. Many tourists visiting luxury destinations make the same dangerous assumption. They believe, if a place looks safe, emergencies won't happen. But safety and emergencies are completely different things. Even safe countries have accidents, medical issues, unexpected illness, emergency treatment, and expensive healthcare systems for visitors. That's why preparation matters everywhere, especially during international travel. The emotional difference between Imran and Daniel remained shocking. One traveler returned home traumatized financially, the other returned home grateful for preparation. And honestly, that comparison tells the entire story perfectly. Travel insurance feels unnecessary until the exact moment you truly need it. And when emergencies happen abroad, that decision suddenly becomes one of the most important financial decisions of your entire trip. Many tourists visiting Dubai focus only on luxury experiences: luxury hotels, luxury restaurants, luxury shopping. But few people prepare seriously for emergency situations. That becomes dangerous very quickly, especially because private healthcare in Dubai can become extremely expensive for visitors without strong insurance support. Imran later admitted something painful. He said, "I thought I was saving money, but I almost destroyed my entire vacation." That sentence explains the hidden danger many travelers ignore. Cheap insurance may feel smart before the trip, but during emergencies, the real financial reality becomes terrifying. Dubai warning: travel preparation should never focus only on enjoyment. It should also focus on protection. Smart travelers prepare for both, because emergencies happen unexpectedly, and financial stress abroad becomes emotionally overwhelming very quickly. Most travelers never understand this until it happens personally. That's why awareness matters, education matters, and preparation matters more than people realize, especially during international travel. Imran eventually returned home safely, but the emotional impact stayed with him much longer than the hospital treatment itself. Every future trip now feels different for him, because emergencies changed his understanding completely. And honestly, many travelers only learn these lessons the hard way, through fear, through panic, through financial pressure. But smart preparation can prevent those nightmares before they happen. So before traveling internationally, always ask yourself one important question. If an emergency happens tomorrow, will my insurance truly protect me? Because that answer can completely change your future abroad. Subscribe to Global Policy Guide for travel safety awareness, travel insurance education, visa updates, hospital bill reality, tourist warning stories, and real travel risks travelers never expect. Travel smart, stay protected, and never let one emergency destroy your dream trip.